Hello, beautiful ones, and welcome to another Galactic Mayan Astrology Report with me, Jyoti. So yesterday I arrived at my destination for the coming month where I am going to be hosting the Magdalene Path throughout May. We start on the 5th, and it's a deep dive into the teachings of Mary Magdalene, a journey for women, where we're really going to be bringing ourselves online and recognizing this incredible descent rebirth cycle that we go through. It's a balance between deep teachings and also embodiment practices. And you're super welcome to join. I'm going to be closing the doors in the next couple of days so that then the container can be set before we actually start on the 5th. But yeah, there's a link below with the full details. And thank you to everybody that's already signed up. It's going to be mega. So yeah, this is a Galactic Mayan astrology report for Saturday, the 3rd of May. And yeah, we're moving into a 13-day process with the archetype of the yellow sun. And the yellow sun is about integration. And I feel like it's something that we really, this idea of integration is something that we really don't give enough space or focus toward. It's like, because the world is so fucking fast now, it's just gone crazy, and this whole like the way that everything like manifests in this like splitting of the cell all the time, all the time, all the time. And now because there's like so many of us and so much energy, it's just like brrr. And I think because we're going through so many shifts and like galactic alignments and evolutionary like portals, it's intense. It's really fucking intense. And then you've got the matrix world that a lot of people are still plugged into, which, is all about you must be being productive all the fucking time. So we kind of carry all of that ideology then into, the path of personal development. And it's like, right, I need to rinse this as quick as I can and do as much as I can. And actually, again, like the feminine way of rest is sacred and integration is key is still being fucking missed. And it is down to us to create the space for that to happen. And that's what I'm doing now, like I've driven like 1,500 fucking miles to end up in the mountains. Like honestly, if you can, how much you can fucking see, but I'm just like, the windows in this apartment are massive. Oh, it's delightful. I'm just with the fucking trees because I think particularly coming from the UK, like it's so densely packed. And whether it's about, it being the UK or whether it's about, the places that we've inhabited forever being full, our energy field is full in these places. It's difficult to find the space to really go through the depths. And this is what integration is about. This is what the yellow sun is about. It's like the illumination. So we're here to bring the things to light, but then once it's been brought to light, or once the death portal has been passed through, or once we need space to be able to sift through what has been illuminated, to really integrate the learning and the lessons. So like now I've had like an amazing initiation as I've journeyed here. I took like a week and I did like 3 or 4 hour drives. I went to loads of sacred places en route. And now I'm in Santebon, which, I'm really close to Mary Magdalene's cave, the Cave of Eggs. And, from here is where I'm going to be transmitting the Magdalene path. But it's also this place for me to just be in my own field for a little while. So the yellow sun is the final of the 20 archetypes. So what that brings with it naturally is this like it's full. We arrive at the yellow sun having journeyed from, the primordial birth and beginning of the dragon through all 20 archetypes. So the yellow sun has this like journeyed energy to it. And a lot of the time, this idea of illumination, it is about the integration of polarity. It is about the integration of our learning. It is about the integration of challenge. I'm seeing that nothing ever happens to us. It always happens for us. But in order to really anchor that frequency, which is what we are being asked to do as human beings, remembering themselves, remembering our sacred role, remembering this reality, we need to allow ourselves some space. And this is the beauty, of integration. Integration is like when we've kind of gone through the separation, we come back together inside of ourselves. When we go through these deaths, we disintegrate to find ourselves in new ways. So the yellow sun energy is this opportunity for the next 13 days for us to feel into, what has been illuminated. What has been illuminated for you? What in recent months has come to the surface about your patterns, your personality, your wounds, your human self, your past lives, your whatever. And to be with it until it transforms into something else, to feel it so that that feeling is the gateway. And I think sometimes, we can get into when we're living life in fast forward, which we're fucking encouraged to do by everything, and when everyone's running, it's like, well, you can't really walk slowly when everyone's fucking running, or you can, but you're going to get bashed about, or you're going to, it's like, it's a momentum, isn't it? It's like, it's so intense. It's so intense. But when we are arriving at these places of pattern recognition, it's so easy because everything's moving so fast, because everyone's moving so fast, to not actually bring it into the embodied understanding. It's like we can clock the pattern on a mental level, we can see the thing, but nothing fucking shifts because we've not actually brought it into the body. We've not actually felt the feelings all the way through. We've not actually calmed down enough to be with it. So, really, the big thing that's coming through for this 13 days is to find space and time to let go of everyone and everything just for a little bit, so that you can really come into the integration of what your experiences have been. I've often related the yellow sun archetype to the framework of internal family systems, which is the idea that we have this self energy, which is the totality of the magic that is everything, and us as a being being a smaller reflection of the everything. But then whenever we are going through the journey of life, we have to create different aspects of ourselves to navigate certain experiences. And when we have traumatic experiences, that part of us can often break off and get frozen in time, and then other parts of us are created. And again, it's this like the splitting of the cell all the time. Ding, 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 ding. And the yellow sun energy is this like illumination and integration of self. But I think what is really wanting to be seen now, is this: how do we bring light to it all? How do we see it as holy? How do we see everything that we are and that is around us as holy? How do we see everything that's been experienced as something holy? And the way that we find that perspective and experience is through finding spirit. And we find spirit in solitude and space, when we can really be with ourselves, maybe looking into a mirror, in candlelight, or in the choir or with the music, but just with ourselves. There we can meet God in our own way. And I don't mean God in the way that the word has been used. I mean spirit. I mean the all that is, the space between the cells, the thing that is guiding reality, love, the force of love that is unconditional love. And with that, naturally it's like a paintbrush that just like sweeps over all of our experiences and brings it to light. The things that we don't want to see about ourselves, the things that we need to love about ourselves, that we will often be like, fuck, somebody else needs to love this about me because I can't fucking do it. So the Yellow Sun 13 days that begin tomorrow, I'm filming this the day before, which is Saturday the 3rd of May, is an opportunity for us to reframe, to regather, to reintegrate, and to slow the fuck down so that we can do that. And to recognize that it's so easy for the patriarchal, capitalist, wonky, human, dissociative perspective to rob us of the gifts of our work. When we are on this path, it's hard going. It's hard going. But only when we can integrate what we've experienced and what we've learned can we actually then come into, because like the idea of integration, yeah. So if we use the analogy of us being a pot, a container for spirit, for life to pour itself into, to become this shape. But we've all had these experiences of being broken. And then we've created all of these mechanisms as to try and seal ourselves from the breakage. So we're these like pots that are held together by really weird energies. And shadow work essentially is descending into the space where we allow the pot to fully break so that we're sat in the fragments. And then we realize that we are God and that it is all everything and that it is all exactly as it should be. But then what happens from that space when we really allow ourselves to descend and to break, the pot begins to reform in a new way through purity, through pure energy, through love, as opposed to through coping mechanism or clinging on or whatever the thing is that we've adopted to try and avoid the fact that we are beautifully broken because we're meant to be broken, so that we can continue to be these like amazing experiences of life. So for the next 13 days, slow down, take your time, find a way to meet yourself, to meet God as in spirit, so that you can begin to integrate what you've experienced. And sisters, if you want to do that in a container of other women held by the incredible frequency and transmission of the Magdalene, come with us. It's going to be really special. But yeah, it's time to illuminate, but we have to do it in the feminine way, which is to slow, to hold, to be with, to feel, to allow. And then from that space, exciting things can magnetize to us, because we can actually meet the abundance frequency then. If we're clinging in our brokenness, in no way that we can get to the realm of abundance. But when we allow it all to break open and all to be let go of, what reforms from that place is a magnet for dead good shit. I send you all my love, and sisters, I hope to see you in a couple of days.